Hey guys, Cuber here. Probably like my 13th time recording this, but essentially, as the title alludes to, I am going to be quitting YouTube. Now, obviously, with the channel ramping up recently, with Bad Business releasing one of the largest updates, if not the biggest it's ever seen, all this stuff is actually just increasing in numbers. And here I am contemplating on quitting YouTube and then finally making this video for you guys all to listen to. And a lot of you, this comes to a shock. I understand. I know you just watched that live stream the other day. I was having a time of my life. I love talking to the community. I love interaction. I love all the donations, all of the subscriptions, all of the follows on Twitch and Twitter. It's been an insane ride, guys. But unfortunately, it does come to a point in everyone's life where they need to make a decision. And unfortunately, the decision that I'm going to be making, and it's unfortunate for YouTube, but not necessarily for my family, but essentially I'm going to be having a baby girl in January. And I've been contemplating this for the last 2 months. It's just, with my child coming and me prioritizing being a good father, I just see myself as not being able to put out for what you guys have subscribed to me for. And unfortunately, that's just one of the side effects of this decision. The other side effect of this decision would be that potentially if I experience fatigue or burnout later on, I would have kind of put all my hours into a YouTube channel, whereas I'm now not even enjoying. And it's actually getting to that point as well now. So for some of you that don't know, I'm not a gamer. I never have been. I never proclaimed to be one. It's just games are a way that I can kind of relieve some stress temporarily and then leave right after, right? It was never meant to be this medium for me that I would enjoy and grind for hours on end. Now, obviously, I knew this was bad for my YouTube channel, but I went ahead and did it anyways because what I like the most about a game is that I can actually interact with a community with a central medium that we can both agree on, and that central medium was the game. Now, obviously, I was totally fine. First 3 to 4 months into my YouTube channel, it was fantastic. Had time of my life. I loved all the growth. I loved all the support. I loved talking to you guys. I commented, as all of you know, on every single comment. I've put out 80 videos on an array of topics from Bad Business to Arsenal to even, some shootout games to Crunker, Realm Royale. There's a lot of videos on my channel that were extremely fun to make, but unfortunately, as time goes on, that initial fun that I had has dwindled away into basically regret, right? Like every time I go to make a YouTube video now, not only am I hesitant to even record because I'm not enjoying it, I'm also hesitant or even reluctant to want to edit it. And you'll even notice some of my latest videos, they have not been edited except for just mere jump cuts. And that's something that I can continue doing, but I just don't want to risk being miserable and risk the time that I could be using to experience my daughter in January. And that's really one of the bigger aspects here, guys. But essentially, this is just a message to say that I do deeply apologize for this. I know some of you, this just comes up to a slap in the face like, oh, wow, I didn't even know this was coming. And it's just rather unfortunate. But essentially, I will 100% miss the community. That is the biggest thing that's been the most inspirational aspect of this entire journey. That is what has kept me going up until this point. But it gets to a point where the content just demotivates me, man. And it has nothing to do with Bad Business. It's just me as a person. I don't like games. And, that goes back to the original point. Then why did you even start this channel? Well, it was to simply just try to strive for something good, right? And whenever I originally started this channel, I did not know that my fiance was pregnant. If I would have known that, I probably wouldn't have started it because I know the time and commitment it takes. So about a month in, I was experiencing this crazy growth. And so I decided to keep going with it to see where I could kind of transfer into. And unfortunately, YouTube is honestly, in some regard, like playing the lottery. You either have to have a YouTube video blow up to propel you to stardom, or you need to have a bigger YouTuber shout you out. I have seen this time and time again. Either people blow up from a series of videos, from a video in particular, or even if they get a shout out from someone larger than them. And of course, you can grind your way to success, as always, but you're really trying to shoot for that one necessarily that gateway to propel you to stardom, right? That is kind of what it takes. And unfortunately, that is the reality. And I just do not have the time anymore to gamble with something like that, considering now, I know it's not until January, but I don't, up until that point, I don't want to build an even larger audience. Let's say I hit 5,000, 6,000 subs by the end of the year, which is what I am predicted to hit. I'm hitting 2,000, 3,000 views a video. I would feel extremely even worse at that point retiring than if I was to retire now, whereas I'm only at around almost 3,000 subscribers. So what does all this really mean, right? am I going to keep up the Discord? Am I going to keep up my Twitch account? What about my YouTube channel? So there are some few things that I do want to consider here. I think I'm going to leave up my videos and my YouTube and my Discord and my Twitch and all that for now, because there may be another time 2 or 3 months from now, whereas I'm just thinking to myself, man, I made a horrible mistake and I just want to go back. But of course, I don't think that's going to be the case here. Don't bank on that. It's just an unfortunate side effect of, grown-up responsibilities. I'm not a 16-year-old kid making videos in his, garage, having a blast, and fostering this great community. I'm a 23-year-old male that has a full-time career with a fiance and a baby on the way. Certain things do take precedence over a YouTube channel, content creation, or as Clockwork 20, as I've talked to him a few times about this, as he says, that other stuff, family, work, and then that quote-unquote other stuff, right? That's kind of the idea here. It's kind of weighing the pros and cons, what I want to put my time and focus to, and my answer is simply my family, because obviously that's going to be what sticks with me for the rest of my life. YouTube will and always is a gamble. That's just the way it is. Now, if that gamble works out in your favor and you blow up and you earn a constant living, or an honorable living, I should say, from YouTube, that's fantastic. You can propel even further and potentially make millions of dollars if you want to go that route. But obviously at that rate, that would take years to get on YouTube. And not even that, you could invest years into YouTube and never actually amount to anything. So that's just kind of my rant, where I think this is headed, how I'm going to go forward. So this will be the last video on the channel. Unfortunately, like I said, guys, this is kind of how it's come to. I've been battling with this decision for the last 2 months. It is something that I've thought about, I've researched, I've understood over time. It's something that I have concealed from not only you, but my fiance. It all comes down to my life versus my content creation. And obviously content creation can mold into my life, whereas it becomes my happy medium for going forward into the future. But unfortunately, I just don't see that happening. Becoming the next Flamingo is not impossible, but it's super challenging and difficult. Or becoming the next Creekcraft. Both those content creators have years of content creation behind them, whereas they started way early on, 15, 16, 17 years old, and now they've hit that point at 23 years old. Predicting with their same models, I would need to be around 25 to 28 before I even hit something of that success. And by that point, I've already lost so much time with my family that are they even still going to be around? So that's kind of the idea here, guys. I do apologize once again for anyone who has contributed to me. I know this comes to a slap in the face. I understand what it means. You may feel like you wasted money on me. You may be upset, and I do apologize for that. But I do appreciate everyone that has commented, donated, subscribed, followed, and even subscribed on Twitch as well. That was insane. But these accounts are going to be kind of ghost accounts now. I'm going to be kind of inactive on them. I may pop in from time to time, but more than likely not. But thank you guys once again, as always, for watching, but this is my goodbye video. Simply put, it's just mano y mano, just talking, right? I do apologize, but hopefully you guys did enjoy my content, and I do appreciate that 30% of you did subscribe. So yeah, guys, I appreciate it, and I hope to see you maybe sometime later. Who knows, man? See you guys.